Have you ever been consumed by the feeling of guilt? Ever wondered why such a powerful emotion exists in the first place? Let's dive into the intricacies of this complex emotion, peeling back the layers of what we know as guilt. Guilt is a fascinating psychological phenomenon, a feeling that arises when we perceive that we've violated a moral standard. It's like an internal alarm system, alerting us to the fact that something is off, that we've strayed from our path. But where does this alarm system come from? Psychologists believe guilt is rooted in our very evolution. As social creatures, humans needed to develop a way to maintain harmony in communities. Guilt, in this sense, acted as a kind of social glue, a mechanism that encouraged cooperation and discouraged behaviors that could disrupt the group. An act of selfishness, for instance, might trigger this feeling, urging the individual to correct their behavior. However, it's not just our evolutionary past that shapes our experience of guilt. Societal factors play a substantial role too. Society sets certain expectations, norms, and moral standards that we're expected to adhere to. When we fall short of these, guilt sets in. It's a reminder that we've stepped out of line, that we've disappointed not just ourselves, but those around us as well. Our upbringing and cultural background also mold our understanding and response to guilt. The values instilled in us by our parents, the moral framework of our culture, all these elements influence how we perceive and react to guilt. In some cultures, collective responsibility is emphasized, and so guilt may be experienced even for the actions of others. In others, individual responsibility is paramount, and guilt is a deeply personal feeling. So we see that guilt is more than just a knee-jerk reaction to doing something wrong. It's a complex interplay of our psychology, our societal norms, and our cultural backgrounds. It's a lens through which we view our actions and their impact on the world around us. Guilt, then, is not just a personal feeling, but a complex interplay of our psychology and societal expectations. Now that we understand what guilt is, let's delve deeper into why we experience this emotion. Guilt is a complex emotion that can be triggered by a multitude of situations. One of the most common reasons why we feel guilty is when we have committed a mistake. This could be something as simple as forgetting a friend's birthday, or as significant as betraying a loved one's trust. The realization that our actions have not aligned with our own moral standards can leave us feeling guilty. Another reason why we might feel guilty is when we fail to meet the expectations of others or ourselves. Being unable to fulfill a promise, not meeting work deadlines, or falling short of personal goals can all lead to feelings of guilt. This is because we perceive our inability to meet these expectations as a personal failing, causing us to question our self-worth. Moreover, guilt can also arise when we cause harm to others, whether it's physical, emotional, or psychological. When we see the pain and suffering our actions have caused, it can lead to a profound sense of guilt. This is often accompanied by a strong desire to make amends and rectify our wrongdoings. Interestingly, guilt can also serve as a moral compass. It can guide us towards self-improvement and prompt us to correct our mistakes. The discomfort it brings can motivate us to reflect on our actions, make amends, and strive to be better individuals. It can also foster empathy, as understanding and feeling guilty about the pain we've caused others can make us more sensitive to their feelings and experiences. Before we continue, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insightful content like this. And remember, if you're struggling with feelings of guilt, you're not alone. Reach out for support. So guilt, while uncomfortable, can also be a tool for self-improvement and empathy towards others. Let's now move on to the impact of guilt on our lives, which will be our topic in the next scene. Guilt, as we've seen, can have a profound impact on our lives. But what exactly does this impact look like? Well, like a storm cloud, guilt can cast a shadow over our emotional landscape, creating a torrent of stress and anxiety. It can keep us awake at night, replaying scenarios in our minds, questioning our actions, and doubting our worth. Guilt can make us feel like we're stuck in quicksand, struggling to move forward, but only sinking deeper into our own remorse. In relationships, guilt can become a destructive force. It can lead to resentment or overcompensation, creating imbalance and tension. It can cause us to withdraw, to push others away, or to cling too tightly for fear of making another mistake. Guilt can turn friendships into battlegrounds and love into a power struggle. But guilt doesn't always have to be a destructive force. Think of it as a compass, pointing us towards understanding and empathy. When we feel guilty about something, it's often because we've realized we've hurt someone else. This realization can lead to empathy, helping us to understand the impact of our actions on others. It can make us more sensitive to their feelings, more aware of their needs. Moreover, guilt can be a catalyst for personal growth. It can prompt us to reflect on our actions, to learn from our mistakes, and to strive to become better people. It can compel us to apologize, to make amends, and to work on repairing the damage we've caused. So while guilt can be a heavy burden, it can also be a powerful tool for self-improvement and emotional intelligence. It can teach us to be kinder, more empathetic individuals. It can help us to become more understanding, more compassionate, and more aware of our own flaws and shortcomings. Therefore, guilt can be a double-edged sword, causing distress, but also fostering growth and understanding. As we wrap up our discussion on guilt, let's summarize the main points. Guilt is an intricate emotion, deeply entwined with our sense of morality and responsibility. It's a universal human experience, arising from our perceived violation of personal or societal norms. We feel guilty because we're social beings, wired to care about the effects of our actions on others. This emotion can be a heavy burden, often leading to stress, anxiety, and even depression. However, it's important to remember that guilt, while uncomfortable, can be a catalyst for positive change. It prompts us to reflect on our actions, to make amends, and to grow as individuals. Navigating the complexities of guilt can be challenging, but it's a journey we all undertake. Embrace it as an opportunity for self-discovery and personal growth. Thank you for watching. Please comment, like, and share this video to help others understand the complexities of guilt. And remember, you're not alone. Reach out if you need support.